Preparing, drum roll. And we're live. Yo, yogapreneurs, long time no see. Look, I took a shower. And it's me, Kay, obviously. I'm here to officially introduce you anyway, to one of our
And we're live. Yo,
voice.
yogapreneurs, long
to Alex. Welcome, Alex, to the YC. He is one of our newest YC coaches here. And of course, you've seen him on the weekly roundup a little bit on open coaching. And actually, you've been already coaching one client so far. So just wanted to introduce the rest of you guys to Alex and get you to know a little bit more about him and his interesting story, how he got here. Towards the end of this video, make sure you watch the whole thing. I am going to put a link in the comments and in the post, and I'm going to give you a coupon code that you can use to save a bunch of money when you sign up for coaching with Alex. So make sure you watch to the end again. There's only 2 of these deals available to become one of Alex's clients, and it is totally, definitely, it's kind of crazy that we're discounting it so much because it's really, really, really valuable to you and your business. Without further ado, Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? How did you get into owning a studio and how did you get into coaching?
Yeah, thank you, Kay. Hi, everyone. I started my yoga journey in the late 90s, early 2000s, and opened a yoga studio with my partner at the time in 2003. And had some success early on, but quickly found out that there was a lot that I didn't know. And, I started utilizing a coach early on from MindBody. It was Beverly Murphy. She was great. She's one of the founders' wives, and she just really turned on a light switch for me. She helped me recognize the importance of the data and what my data was telling me about my studio. And, starting to work with other studio owners around the country and sort of share ideas and create best practices in the industry. Pretty soon, I think it was partly because I was very interested in creating success and measuring the ROI of all the actions and directions of the studio. I started informally helping a lot of studios that I saw that were struggling. And I found a lot of, it felt good. It felt good to help people out and to have them experience the changes I had internally and find those successes. After 16 years or so, I sold my studio and started my own consulting business in late 19, after going through a MindBody consulting program. And then COVID hit, and when COVID hit, a lot of the studios I was consulting in the Netherlands or Hawaii or anywhere else between, they were shuttering or closing down. And I did pivot, and I was a human resources business partner for a large corporation, and have now circled back. I'd met Josh years ago, and we had hoped to work together years ago, but now joining the YC timing is right, and I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad to have you. And, a little bit for you guys about how we choose who we bring into the team as a YC coach. The thing is that our industry, the yoga industry, is a little bit special in a lot of ways, right? So you can have the best business coach in the world, but if they don't understand the yoga industry, they're not going to be able to help you in the same way. And possibly some of the things that work in other industries, just don't work in the yoga industry, or there are some things that are really specific to yoga studios that don't really apply to other kinds of businesses. So that's one criteria that we use in choosing which coaches to invite to join us. You have to have run or currently run a successful yoga business. So definitely, as you can tell from Alex's story, he's got that experience, for the last couple of decades, actually. So as well as consulting with other small businesses and even yoga studios in the past. So that makes you a really great fit for the team. And I know we've had so many interesting conversations about the yoga industry and how it's changed over the years too. What do you think, Alex, from your experience, every yogapreneur should know or do that maybe they aren't knowing or doing right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would suggest that one of the paradigm shifts that a yogapreneur can experience if they haven't already is really recognizing that their business is a unique ecosystem, right? And so the decisions that you make within your business, there is not one size fits all, one solution to each studio. And a lot of times when I've worked with small business owners and studio owners is that I find that they are making critical decisions about the direction of the business based on how they might feel about something, right? And they also may be making a decision based on what they're seeing in their marketplace or in reaction to potential competition. And although those are important things to tap into, how you feel and what your competition or your marketplace is doing, what's very empowering internally for a paradigm shift for a yogapreneur is to recognize the power of the data. So the history of the business and what it tells us about the present health of our business, where we've been, where we are, and what we can do with that data to make critical decisions towards the direction of our goals or vision in the studio. And I think that once that happens, now you're in a place that each decision you make, whether it's hiring staff or changing your pricing or expanding your studio, is an informed decision. It's empowered. And being empowered now, you're a proactive leader in your space versus reactive leader. And I think that really helps people live the life that they envisioned when they created their studio in the first place. So
Yeah,
it's lots of freedom in that empowered decision based on data.
absolutely. And talk about like setting a good example for your students and your community as well. When you like know that your decisions are based on reality and not just based on kind of your gut all the time, then you do feel like more relaxed and confident, right? And so you're walking around seeming like the image of a yogi, right? All of your clients really want to start to emulate.
Yeah, there's a sense of levity, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I loved what you said when we were talking before we went live. You said every decision you get to make in your business. And really that's the paradigm shift, right? It's like feeling that I get to make these decisions, not I have to make these decisions.
Good point. Very good point.
Do you agree? Yeah, I really love the way you put that. Awesome. Okay, so Alex, why don't you tell us what results will your clients achieve when they work with you?
Yeah, achieving these things don't happen overnight. Like we like to build building blocks, but inherently, we're going to create a lot of vision into your business in the sense of like, I want to help you understand the present health of your business and what that data is telling us. And then that clarity of like where you are on the ground, and then, empowering those decisions moving forward so that you can be the leader of that studio, ultimately increasing your profits.
Yeah, because you gotta be a leader to lead towards increased profits. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I love what you said about looking at the health of your business. So looking at those KPIs, looking at the data, what are your different, what's your conversion rate? What's your sales rate? What's your attrition rate? And using that data to have clarity about your business, where it is now, and then you can start to work on that vision. Where is it going?
Absolutely.
What else should we know about you, Alex?
Well, I have two small kids, not so small anymore, 14 and 9, who one loves yoga and one sometimes goes to yoga class. And I do have
total win. 1.5.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty good, pretty good odds. And in my past, I've owned multiple successful small businesses, both in service and in product. And most recently, when I pivoted away from consulting for a minute, I was a corporate human resource business partner, which gives me insight to the challenges of hiring and staffing and hard conversations. And I, a lover of the outdoors and live in the mountains.
Awesome. Yeah, all highly relevant skills. Maybe not the lover of the outdoors part. I don't know. Although, yes, it is. And we're all a part of nature, right? I was just thinking about like sometimes as a studio owner, like you realize that you haven't left the studio in a while. You haven't been outdoors very much.
Right.
Oh, we were talking also before we went live about like how, these are all super relevant skills, like the HR and everything, and also being a parent. And I mentioned this yesterday, talking with Carol, that she's a mom too. And then I was like, wait a second, we're all parents. All of the coaches in the YC are parents. This is not a requirement of the job. It just so happens that way. And I think it really makes sense, because my husband and I used to joke that our studio was the most difficult child. We actually had, at the time, we only had 2 human children. Then we had the 3rd child that was the studio, and it was very needy, very impatient, right? Sometimes just like got injured all of a sudden and we had to take care of it right away. So I think it's also a really, really relevant experience to have, right? To have somebody who understands how to deal with that problem child.
Yeah, and all the more reason to really set your business up with, processes and communication, minimizing your liabilities, systems that are more turnkey. Because, when you create this small business, whether it's a studio or another, your intent is to create a sense of freedom, right? And ability to create. And then you start a family, to your point, and now you have 2 businesses or 2.5 businesses. Mm-hmm. And I think that, you really want to you started this so you could be present for your kids, right? So I would suggest that it is all the more reason to have the support of a coach helping you, so that your diesel engine, I would call it, of your business is consistently running with the same messaging and branding, so you can be there for your friends and family.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Carol and I were talking about something similar, that like, and even if you don't have kids, like if you do have kids, it's cool to have somebody to talk to who understands juggling the family and business. And whether or not you have kids aside, what happens when you're a parent and a business owner, or if you have another career and you're a business owner, or you have just really needy dogs and you're a business owner, is to really understand you kind of out of necessity have to build some systems, get your SOPs in line and have your business operate at least for a few hours without you there. So that's, I think for a lot of us, that's been the impetus to getting really good at building systems and seeing the business as something that is supposed to be able to function without us, because sometimes we just really have to be with the sick kid or walk the dog,
And to your point, I think, Kay, one of the things that comes up is that the yoga industry in general, there's a sense of like informal, it's sort of an informal environment. And I remember saying years ago that the business of yoga is sort of trying to get a square peg in the hole every day. And what I mean by that is like there's an informal aspect, but yet you need formal SOPs and processes and organization of your business to be successful. So how do you manage the formal aspects in the back of the house and align them with the informal connection with your student base and what your student base expects when they walk through your door? So I do think that in my experience, having a coach on my side, like helping me out, was really helpful, helping me, hold myself accountable to all those formal aspects of business, but yet being able to capitalize on my strength of human connection and sort of informalness of the front of the house. And once you, really step into that power as a studio owner, you're making informed decisions in a formal stature, so to speak, and at the same time showing up for your student base and having fun on the front of the house.
Yeah. That's such a good point. Like having your ducks in a row on your business end it actually frees you up to have some fun. Exactly.
The bandwidth opens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Cool. So Alex is going to help you get your ducks in a row so that you can also have fun in your business.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let me tell you guys a little bit about the deal and how you can get started coaching with Alex. So I am going to put the link to purchase in the comments. As I said, there's only 2 available. And what you get when you use the promo code that I'm going to put in there too, you save $500 when you sign up for our premium membership to start coaching with Alex. These are bi-weekly 1-hour calls, which we've found is the best cadence to really make things happen in your business. And what you get when you sign up to start is a 2-hour alignment call. So before those regular every 2 weeks calls start, you do this alignment call. And what is an alignment call? An alignment call is the best way to kick off your coaching journey. We look at your KPIs so that you have that clarity about where your business is now. Alex will help you define your vision so that you have clarity on where you want to go. And then he's going to help you make sure you have the systems in place so that you can really be successful and really be able to implement the things that you talk about in your coaching calls moving forward. You're also going to make a plan for coaching. So you decide, okay, based on my visions and goals, not visions, vision. Hopefully you just have one and not just, that sounded like, seeing things. Okay. So based on your vision and goals, these are the things we should work on first in this order. And then, so you will really have a very solid plan by the end of that alignment call. Okay. So again, only 2 available. You save $500. Basically, you get that alignment call for free. After that, you get the bi-weekly recurring calls with Alex for the premium membership. And of course, you have access to everything in the YC, all the courses, all the recordings, all the resources. That's really it for today. I should just tell you on a personal note, like I've been working and talking with Alex about the yoga industry and all things yoga business for a bunch of weeks now. And he's just an absolute pleasure and has so much knowledge and experience to offer. I'm really excited for you 2 new coaching clients that will get to work with him after you click the link and use the coupon code. So welcome to the team, Alex. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk today.
Yes, thank you, Kay, and hope to see you guys out there.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in the YC. Have a great weekend, everybody. And click that link, you guys. If you don't have a coach yet, click that link. Click it. Bye.
Bye.